Welcome to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Unus Annus officially died last night. Unus Annus is a YouTube channel created by Markiplier and Ethan. The channel was created exactly 1 year ago. The concept of the channel was that these two creators would upload every day for 1 year, knowing full well that all of its contents would be manually deleted from its channel by its owner. The idea is that if you knew you only had 1 year to live, what would you do with those 365 days? The channel was based around the concept of Mementomori, which means remember death. Which is interesting because I just got finished playing a game that refers to Mementomori. I don't know if you guys have played it. It's called 9 Hours, 9 Person, 9 Doors. But yeah, the concept of remembering death in Mementomori sounds terrifying, but is also a reminder that death is inevitable and death will eventually find us all. Which still sounds terrible, but it's more like a coin. When you flip the other side of this Mementomori, it also means that you are currently alive. The reminder that our lives are finite gives us a greater appreciation for living and stresses the importance to live your life in a way like you are dying. After all, it's so easy for us to get consumed and lose track of the importance of time, you know? I'd argue this year has been conflicting for many of us. All of us are being reminded of death all of the time due to the pandemic, as news outlets tell us that hundreds of thousands of people are dying around us around the world. And yet our response to the pandemic is being told to stay indoors, which can sometimes feel like we're not living the lives that we originally wanted to live, or at least not living the lives that we wanted to live in the way that we want to. For me, that is, this year has felt more about existing and surviving rather than living as if my time was going to run out. Let's switch back over to Unus Annus. As I said before, their channel was officially deleted as of last night during a live stream that hosted more than 1 million concurrent viewers. This took place after both Mark and Ethan spent the past year essentially recording themselves doing activities and events that they'd consider, you know, this is what I would do before I die type events. The channel was extremely huge and amassed several millions of views daily. The project in itself is definitely in line with Markiplier's horror gameplay and the fear of dying or death in any of the video games that he plays. I have to imagine that Unus Annus meant many things based on how you participated. As us, the audience, losing a YouTube channel sometimes can feel like the death of oneself. I know for me, I tend to find YouTube channels that I really identify and vibe with, and I do my best to catch their content when I can because it gives me a sort of peace or happiness, or I can laugh and it makes me feel better. It starts feeling like a daily routine, and for you to remove that concept of a routine from a person for me, that I can no longer watch this person or they no longer exist, definitely feels like death. Hell, speaking of Markiplier, guys, I used to go to bed every night watching this man play Five Nights at Freddy's and all manners of other scary video games, even though, guys, I hate scary video games. Okay, I hate playing them, but something about watching Markiplier go through that fear and me being a part of it felt, I don't know, it felt comforting. And of course, me, like everyone else, grew to like Markiplier as a person the more and more I watched his content. This is more than likely how millions of people felt about Unus Annus. To have that taken away can be, you know, heartbreaking. Thankfully, Markiplier and Ethan are alive, but Unus Annus and the things and content and creations and ways of bringing people joy in their life has ended. For some, they watched Unus Annus from the beginning, and maybe they watched all of their videos, maybe they watched some, who knows, but they've known for quite some time that the channel was ending in due time. For others, like me, I only discovered Unus Annus recently. I had no idea this channel existed, and after watching several of the videos, I was saddened by the idea that there was no way on earth that I could watch all of it. That in itself is also a message about death and how sudden it can strike. Yeah, I could try to watch future uploads of people who have uploaded the content on video form, but I don't think I will. I think it defeats the purpose of the underlying project, and I feel the impact of its death should be as real as possible in order to really take advantage of the underlying message. For Mark and Ethan, they experienced Unus Annus on a more personal level by being the actual candidates who were living until they die. This project that involved what I imagine is several people and hundreds of hours of behind-the-scenes work to create amassed the channel millions of dollars in revenue. For them, it's definitely not about the money. They probably have enough of it, but it was more about the memories. I think as creators, creating content is a way to give to you guys, but it's also a way for us to leave something behind once we're gone. And while I don't think the contents of Unus Annus will evaporate from the digital world, I think for Mark and Ethan, it's meant to be a memory that they keep within themselves for the rest of their lives. I'm not going to lie, as I sit here thinking about Unus Annus and the project, it makes me a bit scared and a little bit sad. I don't want to die, you know, but I know that I have to die. I'm not immortal. And I know that the fear of death is natural. You know, fearing death is what keeps all of us alive and not make decisions that could put our lives at risk. It's a basic human function that we're equipped with. But the idea of Mementomori, you know, remembering death, is to reflect and remember to never take life for granted, for it is not guaranteed. And I can be happy that as of right now, I am alive and I have the power to control and do what I have with my life for the remainder of however that life continues. Appreciating life and living life in a way where you're not just existing is meant to give all of us more purpose. I know for me at least, as I said before, things can get a bit more routine and mundane and redundant around here with the pandemic. And staying indoors and not being able to do the things I could normally do just really sucks. But if life is finite, that doesn't mean that I need to stop living just because my environment has changed. I think the concept applies to all of us, and that's the idea to never get comfortable. I mean, you can relax, obviously, that's a part of living. But waking up in the morning and thinking, I want to use this day. You know, I want to maximize this day. I want this day to have meaning and purpose. And I want to do something today knowing that full well, I might not wake up the next day. I might not always have the chance to do the things that I want to do today. And I think that's the beauty and joy of remembering death, Memento Mori. That guys, we're still alive and we can still appreciate living. And it's up to us to make the best of what we have. Guys, if you're still watching this video while we're still on the topic, let me leave a personal message from me to you. I've been making content for nearly a decade now. In a way, this channel has its own life. From when I started to where I am now, and I've grown in terms of the videos that I make and the person that I've become. This channel is truly a part of me and a part of my life. For those of you who are veterans that have been here for a while, I appreciate the journey that we've taken, and I truly hope that what we did together was meaningful or impactful, that it somehow had a positive impact on your lives. And for those of you who are new, I hope that we can continue to make more memories going forward. But I'd be remiss to say, I've thought about ending this channel myself many times. If only some of you knew that there were so many times that I thought about, preparing my farewell video or my final video. It hasn't happened yet, but eventually it will. One day you're going to be watching a video of mine and it's going to be the last video of me that you'll ever watch. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be next year, it could be sudden, it could be intentional and prepared, but eventually it is inevitable. I am not in any shape or way or form dying, as far as I know. But if I were, my message to all of you watching is simple. Love yourself and love one another. It's not as easy as it sounds, but you and the people around you deserve it. Sometimes it can be really hard out there on the streets. Life can be challenging. At times it can feel like it's not worth living, but that love for ourselves and the ones around us is what makes life worth living. If you don't know what you're doing and you feel like you're clumsily trying to find your way or look for purpose, spoiler alert, guys, we all are, okay? Nobody has it all figured out, not really. I truly believe that if you continue to live and continue to pursue that meaning, the journey in itself will become what it is you're looking for. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Laid Omni. You've just been laid. Moral of the story. Man, is someone cutting onions in here? Because damn, yo, this stuff really gets me emotional, okay? I've always been the kid that cries in movies. I guess I'm just a really emotional dude. I tend to tie everything into reality, even if it's fictional. And Unus Annus has been an amazing experience, and I'm very glad I was able to participate in it while it lasted. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video, or maybe I won't, because maybe there isn't a next video. Get it? Mementomori. Be brave, okay? It's okay to be scared and feel those feelings that you're feeling, okay? We're all experiencing it together, but it's gonna be okay. I love you guys. You guys take it easy and have a good one.